So we're going to call the meeting to order at 6:02, all being present. Should we, I don't think we need to take an official roll call.
We're all good.
Well, let's do it anyway. Just as a formality.
Okay.
Answer when called. Vicky Cook.
Here.
Veronica Ranieri.
Here.
Dean Jacks. Here. Frank Gresham. Here. Eric Belk. Here. So this is our second meeting. Thank you all for coming.
Hey, Mr. Butler, do you have a copy of that agenda I can add that? I certainly. That was my only copy. Oh, if we early copy.
Yeah. So, first off, for my fellow board members, we have the adoption of the agenda. Having had an opportunity to review the agenda, are there any additions or any changes that you would make to the agenda this time?
Me.
Yeah.
And I guess, do I need a motion
Yes.
for this? Okay. May I have a motion for adoption of the agenda?
I second the motion.
And a second. All in favor?
Aye.
Next are approval of the minutes from the January 29, 2025 inaugural meeting. Has everyone had a chance to review those as well?
Yes. Yes.
Are there any changes, additions, subtractions, or corrections to the meeting minutes? May I have a motion to accept the meeting minutes? Second?
Second.
All in favor? Aye. Okay, next I'm going to read a little statement, and this is in reply to just the last week and the events in the ensuing week. I'd like to address a couple of points after our last meeting. First, I'm going to reiterate our commitment remains to maintaining an open, transparent, constructive dialogue, and we do appreciate the community's engagement as we continue to develop the necessary systems to serve you effectively. We're just beginning. On this point, communicating by phone, I need to address that issue. Communicating individual members with each other by phone is not a violation of FOIA, nor is it an attempt to bypass it. Telephone calls are a fundamental and efficient means of communication. It's allowing board members to quickly exchange information, to clarify issues, to coordinate our daily operations without unnecessary delays being caused by back and forth emails. Unlike email or written communications, calls enable real-time problem solving, reducing inefficiencies that would arise from a prolonged back and forth messaging. The fact that FOIA primarily applies to documented records does not mean that verbal communication is being used to circumvent transparency. It simply reflects the reality that not all routine discussions result in formal records. Now, when decisions or actions require documentation, they are appropriately recorded and made available in accordance with FOIA. Any suggestion that phone calls are being used to evade public scrutiny is unfounded and ignores the practical necessity of direct, immediate communication in government operations. And the media also has an obligation to investigate any statements to the contrary and put them in the proper context when reporting it. I want to emphasize that this library board is committed to serving this community in the best way possible. Every member of the board is here. We're all volunteers. We're not getting paid for this because we are dedicated to maintaining a strong, effective, and accessible library system that meets the diverse needs of our residents. We have absolutely no interest in shutting the library down as it has been portrayed repeatedly in the press and elsewhere. Our work is guided by our proposed mission and vision statements, many of which you have in your hands. And we are committed to engaging with you openly and transparently. I also made a mistake at the last meeting I want to correct today. Being an attorney, I have a very bad habit of asking questions to which I already know the answers. In order to foster some dialogue and avoid having a dry meeting, I engaged Ms. Cook in a back and forth with some questions regarding the library's financials and their presentations before the Board of Supervisors. In fact, I had reviewed as many financial reports as I could get my hands on in the days leading up to that meeting, as well as the documentation supported to the BOS. I reviewed all the materials that I could find, given the time constraints, on the Board of Trustees site as well. I was well-versed with everything. I was well-versed with everything I was asking. It was a mistake on my part to ask those questions in such a way to give you that inference. I won't make that mistake again. Finally, following our inaugural meeting, I made a point to approach a group of you outside and personally found the conversation be constructive and positive. However, I was somewhat surprised to see it portrayed differently in the media. I want to assure you that I will always approach our discussions with professionalism, respect, and goodwill, and I hope for the same courtesy in return. I'd love to continue to have these conversations before and after the meeting with you, outside of the formal meeting context. That said, it is important that our conversations reflect a shared commitment to constructive and dignified dialogue. If concerns arise about misrepresentations or statements being taken out of context in a way that does not accurately reflect our discussions, we may need to adjust how we communicate outside of these meetings to ensure clarity and fairness, and that would necessarily mean limiting those conversations to email. My goal, and I hope yours as well, is to work together in good faith toward a library system that serves our entire community effectively and efficiently. Thank you. That is my statement. Let's move on to the next part of our agenda. We have proposed documents for review, comment, and approval. We will begin with the bylaws. Again, all of this information has been posted on the Warren County site. It's all out there for you to review as well. And I would urge you to also take a look at that. We've had the email up since either Thursday evening or Friday. I have not received any emails yet from the public. I urge you that if you do have comments, questions, or concerns, that you contact me through that email. Now, going on to the bylaws.
Mr. Chairman, if I can add some short tip as well. So for those who want to look for the website, if you go to the Warren County website, you'll find a menu that you pull down and it says Boards and Commissions. Then when you go to Boards and Commissions, then go ahead and click on the Warren County Library Board, and then that will take you to our website. And that's where you'll find the emails and all the information as we post.
I found them on the agenda site for the meeting.
Well, that's another channel. Because also for our meetings, the county has a system called Civic Plus. And where Civic Plus is where all of our commissions, our boards will post their agenda on it. It's kind of a public official record. So those are two ways that you can reach to review our agenda. One, you can go to Civic Plus, which you would find out on the webpage. When you go to the Warren County webpage, you'll see a little link that says agendas. And you click on that, and then you'll scroll down and look for the library board on the date of our meeting, and then you click on that, and then you'll see the agenda for that. Or going to the website, and we'll be posting other information as well.
Excellent. Okay, for the members of the public who are here who haven't seen the latest changes, so along with the agenda, we did post the bylaws for review and comment. There have been a few really housekeeping changes to that document. The first that I would draw your attention for is under the budget, disbursement, and records. We changed from calendar to fiscal year to align with the actual legislation. Yes.
I don't know if this is the right time to step in, but I think there also needs to be a change to the month named. Is it the first? Do we want the first day in February, or according to the county ordinance, I believe they said something about the 1st of December, or am I mixing up the two? Just wanted to make sure it's all consistent.
See if I can read. Do you have a copy of the?
Yes. Oh, here. This is the county ordinance, and under budget disbursements and records, it says 1st day of December.
1st day of December.
Oh, yeah. So I don't know which we want to follow, but I just want to bring that to your attention.
Well, yeah, if we're going to maintain the fiscal, continuity, then that would make sense.
So I know the library is going to be delivering their budget for fiscal year 25, 26 in
2 weeks.
Right. Thank.
They've already submitted
They've submitted it.
for fiscal year 26.
It could add, I mean, yesterday or when did they do that?
December, I think, was the deadline for all county departments and stuff. And so I think it's February 21st is when they will come to the Board of Supervisors and present their budget.
Wow. Another good catch. I bet you're a librarian, Sako.
Does it make sense for us to meet before we receive the information, the proposed budget from Samuels?
Well, right. So whatever date they put in here, we're going to have the proposed budget from Samuel before then.
Okay. So does it make sense to say December and
Well, they're not required to provide with December then, but obviously.
So maybe we do need to stick with February after all. I'm very sorry.
Yeah. Because Vicki, when does the Board of Supervisors actually approve the budget?
We approve in March or April timeframe. So what we're discussing is when the library board will be able to look at the fiscal year budget, correct? So if they have to present it, I'm pretty sure it's December to the county, it would be.
So we can't. If you could speak out, that would be very helpful. So they can't.
Oh, here in the I apologize.
Lots of seats up front.
I'm so it's called some wrong. It's so we'll have. Okay, is everyone okay?
I want you to hear. You have more other documents to share?
I'm not sure we do.
No.
Okay, but
We'll bring in more next time.
No. The audience. They're so okay. So and it's so let's go back. We were talking about the bylaws, right? And when the library board, when the library presents their budget, and I believe that they have to. Can you hear me? Sorry. Okay. They
You look this way, sees. Yeah, I'll be able to hear you. Talk to that.
Oh, okay. So I'm pretty sure the schedule is December is when all the county departments and all the other partnering agencies provide the budget to the county. And then because we go through our process, and then our budget cycle starts in January. I think where's Mr. Butler here? We started in January, yes, the budget process. And so what happens is that all the departments come to the board, in schedule, and they come to the Board of Supervisors and they present their budget to us. And then about March, April timeframe, is about the timeframe the board will evaluate and decide, to approve the budget. Going through the budget cycle and reviewing the wants and, and if we have to make any cuts or anything like that. So going to our discussion, right? So the library board would like to see that budget prior to the Board of Supervisors looking at the budget. Is that correct? That's what we're...
So they put their budget request in December.
That's correct.
Right. And then they're scheduled for the supervisor presentation on the 25th of February.
For fiscal year 26. That's
So-
correct.
So for us, it would be good to see it prior to your scheduled budget request review.
Okay.
Is that would that be in a good series of events there?
Yeah, the sequence, yeah.
A sequence, yeah.
So I think February would be good for right now, but let me make sure that that the budget as it's presented from the library is ready for us to see, because I don't know what our financial department has to do. If they do those things. So
So we'll have to mark that down before we can
Right.
do the
Right.
bylaws.
exactly, and I'll get that answer
Okay.
and find out.
Question about the fiscal year. Is it September to August?
It's July through June 3rd. So
July.
the fiscal year.
Right. So
You can open stuff for questioning. We're gonna open up to public questioning, or
Is that going to,
No, but this is okay, cool, all right.
right, it's up to the chairman. So let's leave it as February for right now. I will follow up with our financial department. Make sure that what I just explained was accurate as far as the sequence of events. And we'll, talk about it at our next meeting.
Very good.
So,
So we'll have to, go ahead.
So we won't be opening up for a general session to talk to us. However, if you have a question or need clarification or something, raise your hands, may get my attention, and we'll see if we can answer your question if it's within the scope of what we're handling. So are there any other suggested changes?
No, everything that you included is what I.
So this is going to be reposted once we get the actual date and lock that down. But in the meantime, there were just a couple of other very minor changes to this. The second one being in Article 4, Section B. We just clarified that in the event of a vacancy, the Warren County Board of Supervisors may appoint another member. Just to make sure we're not stacking
right.
the board. The next change, again, this was a housekeeping matter, was under Article 10 meetings. Finance Committee was changed to Library Board. And this is one thing I want to talk to you about, is that there may be occasions where, because again, we're all volunteers, we have families, some of us had jobs, may not be able to make the first Wednesday of each month. Can we actually amend that to first or second Wednesday? Ms. Cook, do you see any difficulties or issues with that?
I don't know, because that's something that I'm not accustomed to, seeing in other boards and commissions. They always have it, a certain scheduled time.
To catch up with Mr. Daly.
I know that we can, if we can't make the meetings, we can cancel it or reschedule it. There's a procedure to do that.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, but let me follow up and to see if we can use this stuff.
And I'm assuming this is based on the concept of a quorum, right?
Correct.
For some reason, we can't have a quorum for the meetings, which is 3 or more, is that correct? Correct. Okay. Then we would have to reschedule. Okay.
Right. Okay, so I will just make sure that's the language. Okay.
And other than that, it was just removing a couple of errant periods in a couple of different places, and that would be that. So I am going to, in my motion, table the bylaws until we get clarification. Right. And the next is the mission statement and the vision statement. And these have been posted. I have not heard from the public regarding any feedback on them. We've circulated it out there. Those of you who have it in hand now, I'll just open floor. If you have any feedback, any suggestions for changes on the mission or the vision statement, I'd be glad to hear from you now.
I just would like to make it clear that you have governance in there, and everybody seems to be overlooking that because Stammer Public Library is a 501c3, they cannot be governed by this library board. So having governance in there is pretty significant, because you're basically stating that Daniels will have to give up their 501c3 status in order to receive funding. So that's just a concern I had, because I noticed that particular word's in there.
So I won't comment on whether the legal issue on that, but thank you. Yes, sir.
Is it very long, or will you read it? You read it to us? Because I'm
Sure. For some reason, I misplaced the vision, but I have the mission statement. So the mission statement says, the Warren County Library Board is dedicated to ensuring responsible financial stewardship and effective governance of public library services for the citizens of Warren County. Our mission is to provide oversight of taxpayer funds allocated to the operation of the public library while fostering transparency, accountability, and efficiency in library services. We are committed to maintaining high-quality library services that support education,
lifelong learning, and community engagement. Through thoughtful evaluation and collaboration with stakeholders, we seek to uphold best practices in public library governance, ensuring that resources are allocated fairly and responsibly to meet the needs of all county residents. And our vision statement is similar. Yes, ma'am.
So the implication here is that this is not what's currently being done.
We're just starting. That what's currently being done is nothing on the part of the library board, so we're announcing our mission.
Right. But the implication here is that your mission is to accomplish this mission statement.
I wouldn't assume making any implications at all. This is just going to be our mission statement going forward. This is the library board's mission statement.
Public library,
Is the library board's mission statement.
but not a public-private partnership.
This is the library board's mission statement. I don't know how I can make that clearer here.
Actually, you're making it very clear.
Thank you. So let me read off any other comments on the mission statement? The vision statement. The Warren County Library Board envisions a public library system that is fiscally responsible, well-managed, and accessible to all residents. We strive for a future where taxpayer resources are utilized efficiently to provide high-quality library services that support literacy, lifelong learning, and community enrichment. Through transparent governance and responsible oversight, we aim to strengthen public trust, ensure sustainable funding, and promote collaboration between the county and the library's management. Our vision is a library system that remains a cornerstone of knowledge and culture while operating with financial integrity and accountability. Yes.
Yes, I'm not familiar with all of the statements from the current library, but I understand what she is saying. How is what you envision as your mission and your vision, how is that different from what is currently existing in the library that we have?
I'll try to answer your question this way, is that we are establishing what our vision statement is. As to what is currently going on, or as to what could be, or what hasn't been, I am making no statement. No inference that can be drawn from anything in here that is a commentary upon what is currently occurring or what should be occurring.
But it has your answers to the Board of Supervisors, correct? So that is your job to know exactly what is going on and how the library is currently run, right?
You're asking for something beyond the scope of what we're doing here. This is a vision statement. This is what we intend to do.
Exactly.
It is not a commentary on what is currently being done. Do you
Right.
understand?
Should you not know that at this point? Should you know that all of these items that are on your mission statement are currently?
Is there?
You could say,
I think that's exactly what it's saying.
okay, this is not an open, I'm asking if you had changes that you would wish to make. If you have changes or suggestions for the vision statement, I'll accept those now.
Yes, change it all.
Okay, that's non-responsive, but okay.
No, actually, it's not non-responsive. It's
So are there any other suggestions, anyone?
Yes. Where do you envision this vision statement happening? In a building with books and things? I mean, if you have a vision statement, you're looking forward to seeing that happen, right?
This is the vision for the library board, what we, the library board, intends to do.
So you want to provide high-quality library services, which is a good thing, but where do you plan to provide those services?
We envision a library system that will provide those items. Whether they're doing that now or not is not the issue. Get beyond that. That is not an issue that we are struggling with here. Ma'am, don't interrupt me, please.
no, absolutely.
All we're doing here
So
is
you're
just that
going to have a free.
Ma'am, I'm going to ask that you be removed if you continue.
No, I would like to know the answer to that
Be
question.
disruptive. Okay? We're going to close this session now because this is the sort of thing I was talking about. If we can't be respectful towards each other,
No,
then
we
this
want
kind
you
of
to-
conversation can't happen.
We want you to answer the
This
question.
conversation can't happen if that happens that way.
Answer the question.
Mr. Chairman, I move that we move on to the next topic of our. Do we have a second?
All right, so I'll put up for a vote to the board. do I have a motion to accept the mission statement as written?
If I could make a comment on that.
Sure.
Obviously, there is some on interpretation that we have with the mission statement with the word governance. So I'd like to table it until we can define a little more, a little bit more of what the governance is for the library board. Now, it doesn't have to be second. If the board does not agree to do so, that's okay. But I just want to make that motion.
And is that motion being made to have clarification and a discussion with the Board of Supervisors?
Yes.
In terms of what was their reasoning was with respect, okay.
Yes.
So I would second that tabling motion at this point.
Okay, all in favor?
Aye.
Okay. The motion passes.
All right, the vision statement. We have a discussion on the vision statement. Is there anything we can change in that?
Is the word governance used in the vision statement as well?
It does say through transparent governance and responsible oversight.
So in that case,
Table that until we define a second, which will clarify our mission, because now you have the mission and then your vision comes after the mission. So I should have a motion to table it.
Second. All three. And all in favor?
Aye.
Good. All right, now, open board discussion. I did have a brief conversation last night with Erin Rooney. I thought she gave an excellent presentation before the Board of Supervisors. Some of the programs that are out there, I was really excited about. I love that Tiny Heart program. I thought that was very cute, very accessible to people. So I did let her know that I appreciated that. I also offered to teach a class on using AI, using ChatGPT for entrepreneurs. And I hope she takes me up on it. It's actually I heard a quote that said, AI will not take your job. Somebody using AI will take your job. And for a lot of professions, that's becoming increasingly clear. And I think as for entrepreneurs and for sole proprietors too, also applies, that they could better their business, make things more efficient through the use of AI. So I'm willing to come teach a class on that. So that was a nice conversation I had with Ms. Rooney. Now, at this point, Veronica, I'm going to kick it over to you because you also will be talking to Ms. Rooney at some point.
Yeah, just briefly, I haven't been able to reach out to her yet. Everybody's just so busy, but I am really looking forward to either calling or emailing her and setting up a time where we can get together. And I really want to know more about the details of the library part. I'm a librarian. I want to talk to her librarian to librarian, find out what is the automated system that they use. And I know they just, in the last couple of years, had a migration, which the Library of Congress is about to undergo this year, and it is an absolute disaster. So I'm really looking forward to getting to know Erin better and learn a lot of the inner workings of Samuel's. So,
Very good. I just brief conversation with her and watching the presentation gained a much greater appreciation for the services, other than the fact that I go there and borrow books and often return them late and pay the fees for them.
yeah, no, she gave an excellent presentation, and I don't think any of us would disagree that Samuel's library is beloved and does some wonderful things.
Very good. Okay. Are there any other discussions that the board members wish to bring up this time?
No.
Any new business before the board to discuss? And with that, then, I will gladly accept a motion to adjourn.
So moved. Second?
All in favor? Aye. Thank you all for coming.